All right, let's get this correct for the best bits. Okay. All right, so here's the combo real quick. Let's, for example, we could lead with confiscation. We're going to use Signet mining because we've drawn both Carbonedons. That's kind of silly, but, like, whatever. We go Draconet and Draconet effect in order to get the 2, because, of course, we have... we need to be able to make Ib the World Chalice Justicar. This card extremely banned. Then we are going to Guard Dragon back this Justica. We're going to special it. We need to go into any old dragon here, and thank God we never had all these cards with generic Dragon Link available at the same time. We're going to get World Chalice Guard Dragon. We're going to make Elpie. And I don't know why World Legacy Guard Dragon is allowed to do this, but we'll use it to move over Elpie. We'll fire off Elpie, and his favorite target, of course, is Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This errata happening specifically so we can unban some of the Guard Dragon stuff. Bring back Justica. It doesn't matter. You just got to get one that makes Pisty. You make Pisty. You go into Agrippin. From this point on, it's very hard to interact with you because you're going into a Crystal Wing. And then you fire the Guard Dragon in Graveyard. That's going to get you the Justica back out of the Graveyard. Still locked into only Specialing Dragons. You got to do that there because you need to keep a zone open. Going into Romulus here, we're going to fire Romulus's effect. It's just free material, and we do need it later on. We're going to fire off Pisty. That's going to bring back Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon while we have that zone open. And then we'll get back Justica as well. There it is. From here we go into a generic Dragon Link. I picked Galaxy Satellite because it's funny. We're going to go into Summon Sork. You got a Decliner effect because otherwise you're giving your opponent free material. We're going into Gobbo here. I'm going to fire the Gobbo, discarding a Carbonedon. And then we'll fire the Summon Sork. That will get us a Destrudo from deck. Or a Doomdog Octoros, sorry, from deck. We're going to activate Dragon Ravine here, discarding a Mathematician to send Destrudo, and then we'll activate Destrudo's effect. Order to summon it. Dragon, Fiend, and Spellcaster is 3 different types. So from here we go into Curious. We'll trigger Octoros and Curious. Unfortunately, it has to be in this order. So we'll send another banned card, Argent Chaos Force, and we'll get a Line Walker to hand. And then that fires. We're going to use Line Walker's effect. We're going to summon him. We're going to use his second effect, which adds a Kokopakapu to our hand. Next, we are going to summon Linkross. We're going to go for 2 here. We're going to normal summon this Kokopakapu to the zone that is connected to Goblin. That triggers Line Walker, setting my opponent's life points to 3k. We are going to special Strings. This triggers the effect in Graveyard of Rank Up Magic Chaos Force and puts it back in our hand. Because I'm a hilarious haha man, I'm going to go into Berserker the Tenyi, fire Strings, and then fire Argent Chaos Force. This is going to bring out Dark Strings, which pops everything with Strings counters, and then deals the highest attack points to your opponent in damage. So that's it. That is the FTK. I built it myself. I came up with the FTK myself. Very happy with it. Just noticed that for some reason... Line Walker was allowed to do 5k, and Strings is an easy way to do the other 3. I won't lie, the inspiration for this is the win condition came from a 7-month-old Reddit post, but the combo is super involved, not particularly good, and I like this version a lot better. We've got 2 more spaces. What 2 cards can we put in this deck? And I want them to be spicy. I don't want them to necessarily be good. I want them to be spicy. Desires. Well, that actually is just good. Watt Kinetic Limiter Removal. Limiter Removal, pretty good. Moonlight Chill. Well, no, Moonlight Chill is actually a very strong card. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of support for Limiter Removal. Okay. So, the idea behind playing 2 is you want to see it sometimes but not all the time. Okay, we could do this. This is not terrible. Oh, God. Can we just draw our idiot field spell, please? Doyon Atagnistar. Gachiri Atagnistar. $7 p.m. curfew countrywide. Oh, cool. So that's it then, huh? You ready to feel like you're in South America for once? Oh yeah. I've been saying if we were a Latin American nation, the CIA would have invaded us by now. Oh boy. Adignisters versus appliancers, which is versa. Okay. Veiler. Take that. Play 3 of the field spell and terraforming. I am called my Veiler. The last card in hand was called. Alright, we are getting the Arrivaled. When did Roboppy say that they could beat AI? Has Roboppy ever said that? Oh, God. In duel with Soulburner. Yeah, he said it, but I don't think he was correct. He said it and then died. Exactly. So Soulburner canonically could have beat I as well. Yeah, he actually passed turn on lethal. We're really going to see access code pass? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go. Oh, this rocks. I actually think we win here. I'm shocked, but I think we do. All right. Could this deck get over a rival? No. No, it could not. I mean, this part is kind of cool. All right, and now we go into a Link 4. So, we don't have a mech to discard. Oh. We could make our own access code. We don't have any links, but we could do it. Just go Morningstar access code. Pop their access code, pass. I don't think that's very good. This card has no protection. I keep forgetting. So we'll go Keltopus. Then could go Dryer. Nope. Go Vacuum Elephant. Yeah, it's got to be Vacuum Elephant. It's got to be this one. And then we can Iron Call. Yes! The power! I'm extremely smart now! Go into Wash. Wash you dragon. Yes! This is what I'm talking about! This is the power of Appliancer. This sucks. It's not good. This is what Roboppy said before they died. Yeah. Yeah, he was dumb as hell, and so am I. Picari gets... Oh, it gets anything. Oh, not Reborn. Oh, we're dead. No, we're dead! No! Who could have seen this coming? Doyon. We didn't do. Get back Gachiri. They're gonna go for Gachiri. They're gonna go for Dark Templar. Why did you give me this dumbass deck? They're gonna go for Light Dragon. It's okay, everyone's linked. Guess what, idiot? I have Breaker Bunkle in the graveyard. Now, who are you going to hit, moron? Ah, okay. I see you are going to hit Vacuum Elephant. You idiot! You absolute complete dunkus. You're gonna get crunkest. Let's go. Bring me back the socket troll. Ooh. Maybe bring me back access code talker. If Fire Phoenix at Ignister actually wins, right? If we banish it, we do 1,000. No, we're short. We're just short. We're just barely short. God damn it. How could this have happened? Yeah, I'm gonna get access code because he's the biggest. He's big. Use the access code to make access code? No, that's too much. I will activate this. Okay, so that didn't work. Now we have to destroy it with another card effect. We're going to make Armored Kappa Scale. I'm going to put him here. We're going to activate the effect of Armored Kappa Scale in order to get out Socket Troll. Now we'll activate the graveyard effect of Copy Bockle to summon the final remaining access code Dungle Troll from my graveyard. Oh, you know I want to trigger the effect of this. Getting the one from the graveyard enables me to do this. And now, things are going to get crusty. Why is there a hard once per turn on this? Okay. We are going to go into Dryer Drake. There's Dryer Drake here. Okay. Sure. Now we're going to go into access code Docker. Co-linked to access code Docker. Who is the true access code talker? I ask you that. And now, now we will banish Kappa Scale to get rid of Gachiri. Now, we will banish Vacuum Elephant to get rid of Island. And now we will prove who the true hero of Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains is. You idiot. You moron. You could never face me. Oh, that was a great one. The better duelist wins once again. Good evening, everybody. It is I, MBT Yu-Gi-Oh! And behold the new overlay. Oh, lo, how it animates. Look, the little lines are moving in the background there. Yeah, not bad, eh? Ah, how is everybody doing here today? I'm doing fine. We've got a ton of exciting new stuff to debut as my first official partnered Twitch stream. If you did not know, after 3 failed applications, Twitch finally saw the error of their ways and instated me as a full partner of the Twitch.tv empire. And, well, after a bit of deliberation, I decided I would begrudgingly accept my role atop the Twitch.tv empire. Let's play Imperial Order, and I want one more broken card. So one more extremely broken card that is one of. And we're already on Reborn, so it can't be that. Mystic Mine. Upstart. Limiter removal. Limiter removal it is. I guess we go first? I mean, I know we're an OTK deck, but oh. Yeah, so this is not very good. This is reminding me why I don't play decks like this. Good morning, MBT. Good morning, Himbo Oz. How are you? Didn't play around Mech Knights? Oh, please. If they're on Mech Knights, they're on Mech Knights. Okay. Math Mech Knight, more like. Can I play Histlander tonight as well? Oh, certainly. Oh, certainly. I'll probably get through, I want to say, 2 matches of Histlander. I want to remake my hero deck, too. I think I landed on probably the best version, but I don't know if I want to be playing it. Did we ban purple? Because if so, I will be very happy. Oh my god, they're playing the new card. New card, PogChamp! Did Volcanics get support? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. This card is always treated as a Blaze Accelerator. I mean, that's really the best support you can ever ask about. No bans till end of June. Oh, then I'm playing Mech Knight. Yeah, someone hand me a Mech Knight list. I'll play that. So Perp's still legal. There's a couple of cards that I do want to say I hope that Histlander takes a more Magic the Gathering focused. I'm not, like... I am removing myself from discussions of the ban list because they were so just anxiety-inducing in Trinity, and they were never equal because I have, like, a group of people who will just do what I say, basically, in terms of ban list. And I don't want to influence a format in that direction, but it is a voted-on ban list, I believe. And, I want to remove myself from ban list discussions, but I will say I hope that Histlander goes the route of banning, like, 1 card a format maximum. I know that it's early and we're still like, okay, we do need to be, like, pretty cognizant about what we're doing, but It exists in a design space that even Trinity didn't exist in that it is very easy to... like, very easy to balance for. Like, ideally, when you're done with a 2-year period, when you're done balancing it, you're just done with that forever. We're doing council only? Oh, that's a great idea. So no democracy whatsoever. That's ideal. As an American, that hits pretty close to home right now. What's your opinion on Toon Chaos, folks? Toon Chaos is a set. I think that Toon Chaos is a lot of cards that I am not going to play. At Alpha Cretin, some cards aren't loading for me. If it's a specific card, you can just download it and name it the number of the card. But delete your repositories folder and it will re-download all of them. That is probably the best course of action. Okay. Alright, so this was a pretty close one, I would say. We were not able to walk with it. We unfortunately did lose this game. There's just nothing that we can do from this position. We are going to lose. We're going to take all of our life points and then die. We are just going to die in hell. They're going to summon Geomathmech Magma, and then we are going to be dead. They're going to attack and do 2,500 damage to us, and that's fine. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. Then they're going to do 2,800 damage to us. Again, nothing we can do about that. But after damage calculation, the whole thing was a bait! It was Guardian Slime! Why did they have to play around Gores, by the way? Come on. That's so silly. Okay, I do want to activate the effect of that. Oh, can't destroy my Guardian Slime, can you? Oh, do you have an out for my Guardian Slime at all? I sincerely doubt it. God, I feel really bad that I wasn't able to do, Duel Link stream today. Maybe I'll do Duel Link stream Friday instead of Dueling Book Grind. I feel just so bad grinding Dueling Book at a time when we could get a ban list tomorrow and it would just wipe my rating. And I'd be able to play something more fun than the top 2 decks or a deck that loses to the top 2 decks. If we get Toon Chaos, what's next? Guardians Gen X? Oh, you fool. You stupid moron. By sending my Guardian Slime to the graveyard, you've allowed me to activate its effect, adding a copy of Millennium Revelation to my hand. Actually, we have to get Ancient Chant here. Anyway, no, we, you know what we should get, chat? Folks, listen. The left, the radical left, wants new Chaos support. The traditionalist right wants new Toon support. Buddy, I just want the Gate Guardian retrains, for God's sakes. Now let's drink to that. Okay, so, I don't know what Heat Soul does. Okay, that's fine. Centrist fucking scum. Mod, let me cuss. Don't worry, I got you. Trap card targets a monster your opponent controls and bins 1 dark and 1 dark monster whose combined attack is less than or equal to that monster. Fine. Okay, so we're gonna activate Shell here. If we had been able to keep Guardian Slime on the field, we could have gone into Egyptian God Slime, but as is, we are going to have to find a way to do what we want. Alright, this is extremely stupid. Supremely dumb. 100? Oh, he's going to go to 23. I'm going to have to normal the fucking scatter shot. Okay. We're going to normal summon Scattershot. We're going to go to battle phase. Going to walk into Magma. Take 2,000. Going to activate Guardian Slime. And we're gonna dome him for 55, I suppose. Oh no! No! Oh, that is so whack. I still get to do what I want. I still get to do what I want. Alright, so in main phase 2, we are going to fire Ancient Chant. Get Winged Dragon of Ra. Gonna activate Millennium Revelation. Gonna activate Millennium Revelation. What? Oh, okay. Damn. Ancient Chant doesn't do anything for me. Okay. We're gonna infip the access code talker. Then we're gonna fire Reborn. We're gonna bring back Ra. All right. Yeah. Okay. And that's it. That's the end of the game. I mean, it's a little less powerful than I would have hoped. Unfortunately, it is a little less powerful than I would have hoped. And I think we are likely dead. She is gonna just kill us to death. But, you know, it's the journey that counts, not the destination. It is the... Yeah, there's no way I can justify this. This deck, this sucks. This sucks so bad. Oh, it's not good at all. You could have reborned the slime and made Egyptian god slime. Would that have done anything? I guess they can't get over a 3,000 attack monster. Should have played my build. What would that have done? Whoa, roster Liger. We just got the baby one of these reprinted. We saw it 3 times in Farfa videos. Who's Farfa? Oh, it's, have you seen, like, Dreg? J-R-E-G on YouTube? They're trying to, like, be the next Dreg. Farfa balls. Oh, come on. Well, if you don't know who Farfa is, you can always go to the Farfa Wiki, which I found out exists yesterday. I play Clock Dragon just in case something with 9,000 attack shows up, apparently. Have you had your fun, Tamamo Bay? Have you humiliated me enough? For the mirror, of course. There's a Farfa Wiki, what? Yeah, maybe one reading series will do the Farfa Wiki. Alright, well, that was a very painful one. So I'm a little more refreshed than usual. I'm excited to take down some KC Grand Prix. I hope you are excited to go on this journey with me. So for those of you who have never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! The Duel Links, Link the Duels generation, it is Yu-Gi-Oh!'s response to fans asking for an official simulator. It's got speed duel rules, no main phase 2, 3 zones, 6 card extra deck. You have to, I don't know, sell your soul to Konami to play it. I have almost all of Hero. So if over the course of today we can get ourselves enough gems to buy enough Ferrises to get Hero done, I will play Hero. But otherwise, I'm going to be playing Shiranui, and I'm completely fine with that because one of the upsides to Duel Links is you get to play decks that aren't meta in TCG. And right now, the bi-yearly tournament, the KC Giga Grand Prix or whatever, is going on. It secures Worlds invites if there will ever be a Worlds again. And so I have a vested interest in getting at least to dual level max. Oh, this person's actually good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Damn it. Are there floors on dual levels? This sucks. Wow, this sucks. I guess. Every 5 is a floor. Great news. Are there any good control decks in this game? Depends on how you describe control. But no, not really. Orchest? Yeah, if you consider DM a control deck, it's like a top 3 deck. Orcas. Oh, Black Salvo. That's pretty cool. Thinking about Canadiaing that. And by thinking, I mean I'm doing it. Enjoy your synchro. Now he has to attack my guy. Otherwise, I'm just going to switch it to attack position. Orcus Tarpor is in the game because it's not very good. Please walk over my guy. I'm begging you to walk over my guy. Thank you. I literally do not have a play. Okay, thank you. Fine. Again with the solitaire. Why are you doing this to me? Now, the good news is that we get to go pretty far with this. I guess I'm getting... let's get Samurai Saga. Get Spectral Sword here. Alright, we're going to make the 8 now. Moonlights are fine. This is actually requiring thinking, so give me a sec. So we're going to use Shogun Saga. Going to banish Samurai Saga. That's going to give him a quadrillion attack. So this is lethal, provided my opponent doesn't have anything. But I have zero faith that they have nothing. I just want to threaten Sun. Oh, wow. Really cool that you can use both of these effects in the same turn. This has been a squireless game so far. Alright, so we're going to go get our last Spectral Sword. Wish this card was not at 2. Alright, if you have interruption, now is the time. They're taking a long think on this. Tretch my board? Jesus Christ. That's annoying. I am going to bring back Canadia. I do get to eat the salvo at minimum. Like, I just want to put guys on board. As long as I can live until next turn, I have like 100% chance of winning this. Yeah, I do want to do that. So we'll put back Solitaire. And then next turn we'll pop all the way off. Evil Temmie, I have no idea what you're saying. Your opinion on all the good Ash would do in Duel Links. I don't know, it's Ash. I think it probably would not be very good. No, it'd be crazy. Yeah, no, don't print it. Okay. I feel pretty good about where we are, right? Like, we extended into the Treacherous, but, like, 0% chance that set card isn't also something. Like, we're getting to the point where people are probably playing good cards. And, if they're doing that, you know, it's probably, like, Floodgates. It's probably, Fiendish Chains. We've got some of those of our own, and, we will be able to, next turn, activate some crazy effects. Brass Bombard's fine. Maybe play some back row removal. I've been thinking about it. I could move the, these Forbidden Chalices have been kind of ass. I could move them for, back row removal. Switcheroo. I do have Archfeed Zombie Skull, the extra. Yes. I could potentially go into that. I don't have any Lance, I don't think. Is Lance a box ultra rare? If so, I don't have it. Sure. That's fine. Yep, this is very beatable. Oh, wow, that's the best draw in our deck. It's actually not very good. Evil Temmie, I will not. Do you think Konami of America expected rocks to be so dominant? No. Alright. Sun Saga, let's wrap this bad boy up. If you have interaction... Oh, no. That one for sure. And you know what? Let's get that one too. Okay, what did we hit? Cosmic Salvo. Awesome. Alright, we did it! Can you recommend a free-to-play competitive deck? This is as close as it gets. Oh, no! Oh, God! Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, that's pretty good. All I can kill here is the Sun Saga. We can still win on the next turn. As long as we're not dead exactly here. Just cycling through these Spectral Swords, man. Alright, as long as we're not dead here, we can very easily win the game. We just have to not die here. Ugh. Gun Dragon! God. Salvo is fine. Yes. Harp Horror is fine. They're gonna go into Black Rose. Samurai Destroyer. Yeah, I'm fine with that. That is not a problem for me. Harp Horror. What level you at? Not a high one. Not a high one. Switcherooing my last card? Fine. How many times can you activate Switcheroo? Oh, great. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so here comes the Desperado. That's fine. No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Whoa, 2. Alright, we'll Sun Saga here for sure. I'm gonna banish Squire. Then I'm gonna activate Squire. Ooh, perfect. Alright, so provided that set card isn't, like, exactly Mirror Wall, I think we're fine. Battles. Okay, so we can make a 6 into an A tier. The stars are a little crusty, but we're still fine, I think. What about Mystic Mine? Because you can see your outs twice as often? Eh. Okay, we're gonna make Zombie Skull here. And then we're just gonna go to battle phase. Doing this now because of the way this works. Like, I can't activate it in damage step. Oh! Oh! That was funny. Obviously, we had Archfiend Zombie Skull, so it didn't matter, but... Oh, that was funny. That was a good game. Holy guacamole. Well, it is the end of the stream, and you know what that means. We are going to do a reading series. Folks, if this is your first time on the MBT Yu-Gi-Oh! Monday streams, we always conclude with a close reading of a piece of card game media. And usually this is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Article written for the benefit of the SEO. Sometimes it's a quick reaction to another piece of Yu-Gi-Oh! Content that's been made. Today, it is a reminder of what can happen when you don't have a rules document at your disposal. I am talking about the batch. Now, a lack of a comprehensive rules document can make Yu-Gi-Oh! Seem daunting at a lot of times. It can make it seem as if it is too difficult for new players to get into, but do rest assured, it could always be worse. You see, there was a time before Magic the Gathering had the stack, which is the mechanism by which they resolve chains. Before Magic the Gathering had a comprehensive rules document available to all people. And a remnant of that period is something called the batch. So today we are going to read Timing Rules from Old Magic, curated by former Jank Tank mod and current sabbatical hermit in a cave, Siberian Rabbit. This is a cautionary tale of what happens if you fail to standardize your rules. So right off the bat. Alright, so the subheading for this is The Ruination of My Sanity and the Genesis of My Disgrace. Alright, so we'll just read this up. Premise. There's a chance not all of these rules were actually in place at the same time together. It had Frankenstein some fragments of documents together to figure some of this stuff out, so it's possible some of them existed under different rule sets. Still, I'm confident at one point or another that all of this was true. If you have a copy of Duelist Magazine number 9, please contact me. I will pay you to scan it. There is a comprehensive diagram that would clarify a lot of things in this document that Siberian and I are on the hunt for. Also, for every card here, I use the earliest print for 3 reasons: to give context under what wording was used to determine rulings, because old magic text is really funny, and because it's borderline unreadable, and I'll do anything to antagonize you. Okay, so what we're talking about today is called the batch. The batch was the mechanism for resolving chains in old magic. That's all you have to know. All right, so you can see Lightning Bolt is an instant, Counterspell is an interrupt, which is something else, apparently, and Frozen Shade has black +1/+1. Instants, interrupts, and activated abilities are fast effects. When a non-interrupt spell is cast, that's like a spell speed 1 effect, an ability is activated, or a forced effect, that is to say a triggered ability happens, they begin a batch. Any number of fast effects can be added to the batch by both players as long as the last fast effect wasn't an interrupt. So you can respond to spell speed 1 effects with spell speed 1 effects. And once you put a spell speed 2 effect on the batch, then you can't add any more than that. Interrupts don't batch, they function like the stack. If an interrupt is cast, it resolves immediately, and after it, the player can add more fast effects to the batch, but the interrupts can also interrupt other interrupts. The same thing happens. As soon as all interrupts have resolved, players can add more fast effects to the batch. We interpret it like interrupts using a stack on top of the existing batch. As soon as the topmost member of a given batch starts resolving, they all resolve in order like a chain and can't be interrupted anymore. This is functionally different than how the stack functions. Example 1. Here we go. I control a grizzly bear. My opponent casts a lightning bolt, targeting a grizzly bear. In response, I cast Ancestral Recall, and we both pass priority. With my Ancestral Recall, I find a counter spell, but since the batch started resolving like a chain would in Yu-Gi-Oh!, I can't interrupt the bolt, and my bears is dead. I said this wrong. You can respond with spell speed 2 and then interrupts your spell speed 3. My apologies. Example 2. I control a grizzly bear. I have cast Black Ward, targeting it. My opponent responds with Dark Ritual, which at the time was an interrupt. I have no interruption to the Dark Ritual, so it resolves. My opponent gets the chance to add more fast effects to the batch, so they cast a Terror, killing my bear. And here are some exceptions. There are some cases in which the batch can be interrupted. Any ability that triggers because the resolution of a spell during the batch is going to resolve right away doesn't wait for the batch to be resolved. For example, Underworld Dreams does 1 damage to each opponent for each card he or she draws. That effect will resolve immediately, like a Lycoris on field, let's say. Damage, not cards that deal damage, just damage, always resolves last. So Healing Salve, for example, will resolve last. And then destruction effects open a special window of opportunity called the Regeneration Window, in which players are allowed to use effects that regenerate creatures. After the batch resolves, think of that kind of as like how something like Shrine of the Dragon Lords will just banish from graveyard instead of activating or starting it, like replacement effects, except they're spells that you cast. After the batch resolves, sum up all the damage that's been dealt. Now it's time for another special window of opportunity called the Damage Prevention Window. Then and only then cards that can prevent, redirect, or deal damage in other ways can be used. If the damage is still lethal, then there's a new regeneration window. Example 3. Same as example 1, but my opponent also controls Underground Dreams. After I draw with Recall, Underground Dreams triggers and resolves right away, which opens the chance for more fast effects to be used in response. It'd be like if Lyco triggered immediately, but also started a chain. Example 4, same as example 1 above. After Lightning Bolt is resolved, total damage dealt is calculated. Only now we can Healing Salve or Death Ward to prevent the death. Example 5, I control Grizzly Bears and I target it with Giant Growth. My opponent in response casts Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt resolves, but the damage isn't dealt yet. It's on hold. Giant Growth resolves, turning the bear into a 5/5. Now the batch is finished resolving, total damage is calculated, and the bear survives. As an aside, 5th edition. These are the rules from around Ice Age. 5th edition cleared some stuff up, like the absolute horror nonsense we're going to see, by fully turning the batch into what would then be the chain. Now, not only now do interrupts behave just like instants, but with spell speed 3, so as soon as the latest interrupt begins resolving, the whole batch resolves. Your interrupts can only target the spell they are interrupting and nothing else deeper in the batch. For example, if you counterspell an opponent's spell in Magic, your opponent counterspells your counterspell, you can counterspell counterspelling not the counterspell targeting your counterspell, but the original spell, right? So this can't happen in this old version of Magic, except the speed of an interrupt can vary according to what it does. What I've said so far only applies to cards that interrupt and target spells on the stack. If an interrupt targets a permanent, it behaves like an instant, so it can't be played in response to another interrupt. If an interrupt targets nothing, it's adding mana, and that makes it mana source speed. It can't be interacted with at all, and after it resolves, it leaves you the chance to add more things to the batch. Okay. And now, level 3 is time travel. Treating interrupts like a little stack on top of the batch works well for 90% of circumstances, but there is a very notable exception. I cast Lightning Bolt targeting my opponent. Both me and my opponent have an interruption to it. Since I'm the active player, I played it first. I cast Fork targeting my Lightning Bolt. My opponent then casts Counterspell targeting the Lightning Bolt. Since we are targeting the same spell, and I'm the owner of the Fork and the Lightning Bolt, Fork resolves before Counterspell. Yeah. Cool. Level 4 is the Upkeep. Oh, you thought it was over, you fucking idiot? The Upkeep is the phase defined by nothing happening, so how bad can it be? A lot of stuff can happen during the Upkeep, but one of the most common things is Upkeep costs, untap costs, and Upkeep effects known as triggered abilities that happen during the Upkeep. The Upkeep is the equivalent to the standby phase, we'll say. There's also abilities that can only be activated during the Upkeep. Untap costs are normal. They say you don't untap during the untap phase. During the Upkeep, you can pay X to untap it, right? Always optional. You can just pass the phase without paying. No one's bothered. In the current game, where you have any number of Upkeep effects or Upkeep costs, they trigger as soon as you enter the phase, then you order them on your own, like you would with mandatory activations of standby phase effects, then your opponent orders their own in turn order. Here at the start of the phase, nothing happens. You, as the turn player, can put any Upkeep effect owned by any player on a batch at any point before exiting the phase, but you can't exit the phase before dealing with every Upkeep effect and cost. Also, they're all fast effects. So, your opponent controls Black Vice and it's your turn. Since you decide when the Upkeep effects trigger, you can disenchant the Black Vice before having to make its trigger activate. Since you determine when your opponent's Upkeep effect triggers. Great. Example 8. You control an Ivory Tower and it's your turn. This is Ivory Tower up here. Gain 1 life for each card in your hand above 4. Your opponent casts Disenchant targeting Ivory Tower. Since you decide when Upkeep effects activate during your turn, and since they are fast effects, you can put Ivory Tower's effect on the batch in response to Disenchant. Cool. Great. There are also effects that happen specifically at end of Upkeep, same as everything else, except they can't be dealt with until both players pass priority to move on to the draw phase, and that once these are dealt with, no more actions can be taken in the Upkeep. All of this also happens to Upkeep costs, except you are not allowed to use any effect of a permanent until you've decided whether or not you are paying the Upkeep cost. They will also tell you if they are optional or not by including a must, except if they cost mana. Those are always optional, with or without the must. See, Lore of the Pit and Force of Nature have the same wording, but the first mandatory and the second optional. Example 9. If you control Prodigal Sorcerer and Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale, you can't ping something before paying the 1. Paying an Upkeep cost happens at instant speed, but the consequences of not paying for an Upkeep cost happen at interrupt speed. That means... roll the clip. You control a Soul Ring and an Energy Flux. You can't use Soul Ring until you decide if you are paying for Energy Flux. But if you decide you are not paying for it, it means the effect of Soul Ring kicks in. But since it has interrupt speed, it means you can respond to it with Soul Ring's effect to tap for 2 mana, since mana abilities are faster than that. And now, Vesuvian Doppelganger. Here's the Oracle text. You may have Vesuvian Doppelganger enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it doesn't copy the color, and it says at the beginning of your upkeep, have this creature become a copy of target creature, except it doesn't copy that creature's color and has this ability. If Vesuvian Doppelganger is copying something with an upkeep cost, you can use its ability to copy something else, because the copied upkeep cost is not considered a native ability of the Doppelganger, and so doesn't stop it from using the ability to copy something else. Still, if the new thing you are copying also has an upkeep cost, you do have to pay that. But also, if some other effect is giving the Doppelganger an upkeep cost, like Tabernacle, you can't use the Doppelganger effect to copy something else until you've paid the upkeep cost. The articles had an entire paragraph dedicated to this guy. Level 6, miscellaneous stuff, unrelated from timing that I found funny. Clergy of the Holy Nimbus is enchanted with weakness. Since its toughness is 0, it will die, but it will then be regenerated. Unless opponent pays 1. And then it will die, and regenerate, and die, and regenerate. The game keeps going, with Clergy infinitely dying in the background unusable. Don't let it bother you. Opponent can pay 1 at any time to end its suffering. If Triskelion or similar cards are given +1/+1 counters from other sources, they cannot use those counters from their own effect. All types of counters care about their source, and they are not interchangeable. Mind Twist, which discards X cards from an opponent's hand, does not say that it targets, but it was ruled that it did for the purpose of target redirecting abilities like Reflecting Mirror. Think of this as Pot of Desires and, oh, what's that Yu-Gi-Oh card? Chat, you'll know this. The Yu-Gi-Oh card that changes effects that target players. The one that there's a curated list of cards, Ref Panel, that's the one. Maze of Ith can't stop creatures with Vigilance because they can't be untapped. Cool. Vesuvian Doppelganger and Clone and similar cards copy things as they are summoned. This means if you temporarily exile them and they return to the battlefield, they weren't summoned, and they won't be able to copy anything, and they will die. Well, that's Magic the Gathering, folks. That is Magic the Gathering. Implementation of I think the 6th edition rules finished this off. But a good cautionary tale of how it is extremely easy to accidentally engineer a card game in which your rulings make absolutely no sense, and a really good argument for standardizing Yu-Gi-Oh! Rulings and creating a singular ruling document for use across the OCG and the TCG.